Welcome back, everybody. I'm Giles, and today we're going to talk about the Samsung Q990F Soundbar. Now, I reviewed last year's model last year, and it was outstanding, one of my absolute favorite soundbars of all time. Well, I'm going to check out this year's and see if this thing is up to snuff and good enough. So we're going to take a look at all the bits and pieces. We're going to talk about the hardware. We're going to talk about the features, and then we're going to set it up on a Samsung TV and check out a feature called Q Symphony and see how that works. Then I'm going to tell you what I think about it and close out the video. So stick around, and I'm going to tell you everything you need to know. To get started, we got to get this out of the box, but I want to talk about the box first. I really like the way they've done the box this year. In the past, they've had these weird boxes where there was a big part on the bottom and then a little piece stuck up where the soundbar was, right? And it made things awkward. Well, they've changed it up to one big rectangular-ish box now, and I think it's much easier to deal with unboxing, reboxing, moving, shipping, all of that in a box of this shape. But we do need to get it out of the box to get started, so through the magic of television, sha-sha! Pretty cool, right? All right, so let's talk through the pieces, right? So you've got your main sound bar here, and this is your front sound stage plus Atmos. You get two of these guys. These are your surround speakers, and we'll talk about each of these components in depth. And then you get your subwoofer. It's a single subwoofer unit, but there are two drivers in it, so we'll get deep into that too. And it gives you a remarkable amount of bass response out of a box this small. But to get started, let's dig into this big guy right here. So for the main soundbar itself, there are two things to really think about, right? So you've got your inputs and your outputs. And what I mean by output are the drivers, and then inputs are going to be your HDMI and other items, right? So if you look at channels, you've got left, center, and right. You've got up firing Atmos, and then a side channel as well, right? So you're looking at three speakers, three speakers, three speakers, two speakers, and then two more with these two up firing speakers. So there are a ton of drivers in this system. Now, this system is not small. I mean, this is as big as my island here in the kitchen. So, you know, this really is designed to work with 65-inch televisions and larger. You can use it with smaller TVs, but the size of this is just so wide that it looks a little wonky. But with 65 and bigger, you're going to be absolutely okay. Now, I don't know how this would work with a 98-inch TV, but you know, that's a challenge that I might want to take down the road and see how that goes. But from an output perspective, those are the speakers, but this has also got all your inputs. So let's flip this thing over and take a look and see what's going on the bottom of it.
But first, a word from our sponsor, Eufy. This year's Black Friday deals are officially here, and Eufy is bringing some massive savings on smart home upgrades. If you've been thinking about leveling up your cleaning routine or tightening home security, this is the moment. First up, the Eufy S1 Pro Robot Vacuum Omni. This thing is an absolute powerhouse. It sweeps, vacuums, and mops with precision, empties its own dustbin, washes and dries its own mop pads, and navigates like it has superpowers. And right now, you can save an incredible $800 when you use the promo code below. Check out the link below to order yours. Next is the Eufy Cam S4, the wire-free security camera that gives you razor-sharp detail, long-lasting battery life, and absolutely no monthly subscription fees. Check out the promo code below to get 15% off the 4-camera kit. Now, that's not all. Eufy's complete Black Friday sale is humongous. It runs from November 6th to 19th, and you can get $350 off gift cards. Then from November 20th to December 1st, you can save up to $1,100 during the main event. Remember, get all the full details at the link down below. Don't miss out. Check out the link in the description for Eufy's Black Friday deals and upgrade your home to make it smart this season.
On the bottom of the soundbar, you have three different areas with inputs. You've got your power, your HDMI section, and then another section for your optical. I don't know why it's way over here, but it is. But let's start over here with power. So this is single power port, two-prong, nothing super crazy here. Moving over to the middle, you've got three HDMI ports, one of which is your eARC or your ARC port, your audio return. So if you're using this, you can plug in game systems or other external peripherals if you want to. although generally I would rather plug those into the TV than the soundbar. Then way over here, You got a single digital in, so this is your Toslink optical cable. You would run this from some source that's not using HDMI to get audio into the soundbar. And then you've got a service port here, which you hopefully will never have to use for anything. The system includes 2 surround speakers, and they're these guys. Now these are cool because these connect wirelessly back to the main soundbar, so there are no speaker cables, right? So literally the only thing that you need for this system is a input for the soundbar, which typically is going to be a HDMI cable from your TV, then power cords for your 2 surrounds, the soundbar, and the subwoofer. No speaker cables at all. Now this is 3 channels. It's got 3 speakers, a top, a side, and a front. You can look on the back here, and all you've got is a connector for power. There's also a sync button, so if you accidentally unsync these or something happens and you need to resync, it's very easy to do. You know, these come with rubber feet and then a mounting point in the back if you want to put this on the wall. You know, a set of 2 of these is going to give you 6 channels of audio through 6 speakers. So this is a lot of sound coming out of these little guys. Last but not least, we have the wireless subwoofer. Again, only a single power connector, but this is a dual opposed subwoofer system, right? So you got 2 active drivers, 1 on each side. Now these are, with surrounds, they're like 7.5 inches. So I guess you would call these 8-inch drivers. So dual 8s inside of the subwoofer. And while this isn't going to, you know, take 15 hertz and shake the sheetrock off your walls, it is a nice solid listening experience in a soundbar system. Surprisingly so from this. I mean, when you got 2 8s going at it, that can produce some bass, and for 99.9% of the folks out there, this is going to get the job done every time.
Now let's talk through the features of the Q Series Soundbar HW Q990F. So first off, price. So we're looking at $1,999. It's on sale at this exact moment at the beginning of November for $1,700. And I would anticipate it goes even lower for Black Friday, or maybe they have some kind of kickback or a card or something. I don't know. But you know, that's the cost, and that will change over time. So in a year from now, it'll be even lower. But for now, that's what the cost is. This is a 11.1.4 channel system. It comes with the remote, the subwoofer, 2 surrounds, and then the main unit. The big call outs, of course, is the channel count, the Atmos capability, right? The ability for this to all connect wirelessly. There are no cables. And then the Q Symphony, which we talk about in depth in the video, which is really, really awesome. They have the SpaceFit Sound Pro, which is their room correction technology that works really nicely as well. And you can kind of see some graphics here as they show these different features that the soundbar provides to you. You know, from my perspective, I think the best feature is just the sound quality that you get. This gives you a really great experience in room for 3D immersive sound. And this is really useful for those that don't want to go through the hassle or the time or the expense of installing a really, really large discrete component system where you buy a processor and speakers and amplifiers and run cables and all that kind of stuff. You know, a lot of folks like to say that you can't have a compelling experience from a soundbar, but that is absolutely untrue. You can have a really wonderful experience using a soundbar, particularly this one from Samsung.
Now that you know all about the bits and pieces and features, let's go ahead and install this and see what this is like to actually set up. So I've got the QN990, so this is the flagship 8K Neo QLED from Samsung, and I'm going to take the Q990 soundbar, which is the flagship soundbar, and I'm going to install this with this TV, and then we're going to check out Q Symphony, because what that does is it allows all the speakers in the soundbar to work with all the speakers in the TV, and supposedly it's going to give an awesome sound. So we're going to check that out. Now, the easy piece is this only has 2 cables. So there's an HDMI that's running to the wireless One Connect box for the TV, and then we've got power. So let's go ahead and plug these in. So on the bottom, you're going to find your HDMI eARC port, and you'll plug this guy into that, and this will go to the eARC on your television. You'd use these 2 other ports for Xboxes or PS5s or whatever. Then over here, we've got power, single port here, plugged in, and now this thing is cabled, ready to go. Installation of the surround is even easier than the main soundbar because all there is power. So we plug this one cable in, and this will wirelessly automatically connect back up to the main soundbar and be good to go. That's it. Installing the subwoofer is just as easy. Find a spot in your room, get your power cable, plug it into the back, good to go. This is the remote for the soundbar. It's very much a Samsung remote. You can compare to the television remote here. It's a little bit bigger, but you can see it has all of the audio features built in. This one does take batteries though, but very straightforward. Once you got everything cabled up, let's go ahead and look at how we set this up with the TV, right? So you're gonna go to settings in your TV and then pick your sound output device, right? And this is where you would choose your Q Symphony at, right? That's already selected. But you know, another thing to call out is, you know, this can work wirelessly as well. So if you don't want to use a cable, you don't have to, which is kind of cool, right? That's it's super cool that they've eliminated almost all the cables. Well, all the cables other than the power for these if you want to go that way. But we've got Q Symphony selected. Now let's go through the Q Symphony setup. I've never actually done this, so we're doing it live together for the first time. So here in the Q Symphony setup, you can choose between stereo and Q Symphony. Obviously, we want the Q Symphony. If you wanted to, you could add more sound devices to the setup. We are just going to do the Q series connected via HDMI. But as you can see, I've got another sound bar that I could select. And if you had others, it says you can select up to 3 different sound devices if you wanted to. I guess this would allow you to use this in other rooms along with your main room if you had need for that. But we have this set up now, and that's really all there is to Q Symphony. Now on the TV, you can do different sound modes. I'm going to use Adaptive Sound Plus, but that is a very easy setup. And I guess now it's just, let's listen to it and see what it sounds like.
Captains do the same. Nothing hectic. Just a little nudge.
Choose him, man!
I infected your airmen. Do you think I haven't infected your infantry?
All right, so you've seen all the bits and pieces, you know all the features, you've seen how to set this up for Q Symphony with a Samsung television, which sounds awesome, by the way. So I am just as impressed this year as with last year's model, and you know, with the incremental features that they keep adding every year, the investment for this gets better and better. And at this point in the life cycle, you're going to be able to find great deals on this unit. You know, obviously when this stuff comes out brand new, it's more expensive, and then the price comes off as time passes. And this has been out for a little bit, so the deals are here, and as we move into November, you'll find even more. But this continues to be my favorite soundbar system from any large manufacturer. There's a couple of small ones from small companies that are really, really cool, but if you're looking for mainstream and a system specifically, right, the way that this soundbar works with a Samsung TV, you absolutely cannot beat this soundbar. All right, thank you so much for watching the video. If you've liked it, please like, subscribe, ring the bell, do all those things. There'll be another video down in the bottom. Check that one out, and with that, I'll see you in the next video.